गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम आज के इस ध्यान के सेशन में. टुडे वी आर ऑन डे 24 and I welcome all of you to this session of meditation together on our 40-day journey. So let us all get ready for our meditation. Today we will be guided by Kunjal ji, and I welcome Kunjal ji. Please take over and start the meditation.
Good evening, friends. Thank you, sir. Is my voice okay, sir?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, friends. I welcome you all to this beautiful meditation session. I request you all to have a comfortable position. Either you can sit on a chair, or you can sit on a couch, or you can sit on a floor as per your comfort zone. And try to relax as much as possible. If you are wearing the glasses, please remove your glasses and keep aside. Now, fold your legs, clasp your hands like this, and gently close your beautiful eyes. Dear friends, now take a one deep breath in and with the breath out, relax your complete body. Take one more deep breath in. And with the breath out, bring your awareness to your body. Take one more deep breath in. And with the breath out, relax your mind. Dear friends, now please take your awareness to your legs. Notice your legs. Make them comfortable. Observe your legs are completely relaxed, calm. Now, slowly and gently bring your awareness to the upper part of your body, your back, your stomach, your chest. Try to relax them as much as possible. Relax your shoulders, your hands, your palm, your fingers, and your fingernails. Just observe if there is any tension, any stress on your shoulders or on your back. Just try to relax as much as possible. Relax your throat, your head, back of the head, top of the head. Relax your face muscles, your eyes, nose, your lips, your teeth, your jaws, your forehead. Just observe if there is any tension in this area. Try to relax as much as possible. Relax your hairs, Again, try to check your complete body. Just observe if your body is completely relaxed from top of the head till the toe. If you feel any stress, any tension in any of the area, try to relax it. Now gently bring your awareness to your nostrils and observe your beautiful breath coming in through your nostrils, going in to your body from your throat, your chest, your stomach, and your lower abdomen. And observe your body movement along with your breath, how the breath is coming out from your body, from your lower abdomen, your stomach, chest, your throat, and your lungs. Dear friends, if you are not able to observe your breath from your nose till lower abdomen, do not worry. Just observe how breath is coming in and out through your nostrils. This is a natural process. It happens day and night, at every moment, at every time. Just observe and bring your awareness to your breath. Dear friends, just be with your normal, natural, and tranquil breath. This is a beautiful process of meditation where you are completely aware of your breath. You are in the state of now and just observing your natural breath. Do not try to take any breath forcefully, or do not chant any mantras or any japa. Just be with yourself, with your beautiful, natural, and peaceful breath. Dear friends, keep your complete awareness on your incoming and outgoing breath. During this process, it's very natural that the thoughts might come to your mind. It might take your awareness back to any past moments or any future worries. But do not get drifted away by any of these thoughts. Just watch them as you are watching clouds passing by or a river flowing without any judgment or without any power to these thoughts. Slowly and gradually, these thoughts will fade away and you will be able to bring back your awareness back to your breath. Dear friends, just watch your breath. How is it going in and out without any pause, without any break? When you are with your breath, you are in the present moment. You are in this now moment, and you will be able to see the beauty in this very now moment when you are with your breath. When you are with your breath, dear friends, you will observe that your body is becoming more peaceful by passing of every moment, your mind becoming more relaxed with every breath. Dear friends, do not worry about anything. Things will be taken care at the right time. Right now, just be with your present moment and let your awareness be with yourself. Friends, let's minutely observe your each and every breath. See how beautiful your breath is, which is going very easily, naturally. Friends, just be with your normal, natural, and tranquil breath. Friends, be with your breath. Do not get carried away by any thoughts whatsoever. Try to bring your awareness back to your breath again and again. Of your breath, you will notice that your life is very simple, very beautiful when you are in the present moment. There is nothing to be worried about at this now moment. If there is any discomfort in any part of the body, just try to give the command to relax that area and command yourself that I am relaxed, I am peaceful, I am calm, and just observe how that area is becoming more relaxed. 5 minutes. Just be with your normal, natural, and tranquil breath. Friends, just observe yourself. You have become more peaceful, more calmer, and more still with each and every passing breath. You are divine. You have all the potential to create the life you deserve, to create your own reality. Last 2 minutes. Let's take this opportunity to be gratitude to our Mother Earth, to divine nature, to all the animals, to all the birds, to all the insects, to all the water bodies, to all the minerals, pay immense gratitude to your parents, to your friends, to your colleagues, to your neighbors, to everyone around you. We are the co-creator and coexist with each other. Last 1 minute. Let's take this opportunity to be grateful to yourself as well for giving time to yourself to be in this beautiful days of meditation. Last 30 seconds. Now slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Feel your body from top of the head till the bottom, your legs, your fingers. Just observe how your body is completely peaceful, calm, and relaxed. Now gently open up your hands and place both the hands on top of your eyes. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now gently remove your hands and open up your eyes with a big smile. Thank you, dear friends. Please take your time to come out of the meditation. If you want to sit more time, just keep your eyes closed. And if you're okay to come out of the meditation, you can open up your eyes.
Thank you. Thank you, Kunjalji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome, dear masters. Welcome back. As you come out of your meditation, drink some water if you need. It will help you become alert again. We will continue our session into the wisdom sharing part. Today, we are going to hear from Jasmine ji about living in awareness. It's a very important thing again, one of the more relevant topics on a spiritual path. In fact, even otherwise, we should be living in awareness in general. So I will request Jasmine ji to start her session.
Thank you so much,
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm grateful to be here and to have this opportunity to be in this platform and share the wisdom. Thank you so much, Kunjal ma'am, for the beautiful divine meditation. And everyone, I'm going to share the screen, okay? So please give me a second. Yeah, right. I'm just going to close my video for. I'm going to share the screen because we'll need this. All right. Welcome, everyone, to yet another beautiful session of meditation and wisdom sharing. So today we're going to talk about self-awareness. What a beautiful topic this is, isn't it? As Shailesh sir said, we must learn to be aware, right? Living in awareness. What does this mean? So let's start with talking about this beautiful topic of living in awareness through an incident from the life of Lord Buddha. So once after Buddha had gotten enlightened, one time when he was wandering in a garden, in an easygoing gait, he was walking mindfully and majestically. At the same time, a few visitors were passing by. And the moment they saw Buddha, they were completely enamored. They were completely enamored by his brilliant aura and the golden sheen on his face. So intriguingly, they asked him, "Who are you? Are you an angel?" And Buddha replied, "No." Then they asked him, "Are you the God himself?" And Buddha replied, again, "No." And then they asked him again, "So why don't you tell us, who are you?" And Buddha responded, "I am awakened." Right? So in other words, Buddha got awakened because he lived a life of awareness, right? Be where you are, otherwise you will miss your life. And we'll understand what this means eventually as we go deeper into this topic. I have my notes, and so I'm going to be referring to them. This is a beautiful topic, and I thoroughly enjoyed preparing on this topic. So let's move forward and understand what we mean by living in awareness. Yeah? So living in awareness means living every moment with the consciousness of the self and what is happening around us. This is not an easy change to incorporate in our lives, isn't it? Because most of the times we are only awake and not aware. Yeah? The true reality is that most of us are living our lives like robots, isn't it? Without any awareness of what we are doing, what we are saying, or even thinking. And Osho once said that most people may be awake, but they lead their lives like sleepwalkers. Yeah. Now, in the same way, we lead a robotic life. We lead a mechanical life owing to the busyness and hurriedness of our lives. Have you ever looked at the word business? How do we spell it? Busyness, isn't it? Because we're constantly occupied. We're constantly focusing on 1, 2, 3, 4 multitasks. Let's have a look at this research that has been conducted by Stanford. So Stanford researchers talk about multitasking. What does it do to us? Now, interestingly, if you go for an interview and you sit for an interview and you tell the interviewer that I'm an expert in multitasking, we usually exalt the concept of multitasking, right? That, wow, amazing, you can do so many things at the same time. And in the modern day life, multitasking is exalted, even celebrated, right? So what does it really do? In fact, researchers have found that those who multitask a lot and feel that it boosts their performance were actually worse at multitasking than those who like to do one thing at a time. So the frequent multitaskers performed worse because they had more trouble organizing their thoughts and filtering out irrelevant information, and they were slower at switching from one task to another. Right? This is an article that came out in the Forbes, and I will share the link later on if you'd like. But what's important to understand is that multitasking actually destroys your brain slowly. Okay, and which is the reason why we talk about mindfulness everywhere. What is mindfulness? It's being present in doing one thing at a time, being present in everything that you're doing. Do one thing at a time and do it with complete awareness. Yeah. So when you're not fully aware of any particular chore, you are not living your life in the present. Living in the present moment means living in the here and the now, right? It's the virtue which is the only virtue that actually becomes an agent of change. Yeah. So when we tend to live in the memories of the past or in the imagination of the future, we are not living in the present moment, and we are wasting our energies, and we are missing out on what's really happening in the here and the now, right? You might be talking to, and this is something which we notice every now and then, right? You're on the phone while you could be on the phone checking your messages while you're still talking to somebody sitting right in front of you. So this again is a sign of lack of awareness, right? So we have to inculcate these things, inculcate this awareness with small steps. Yeah. So now let's understand what is the journey of awareness. Let's understand that. Let's move forward and understand the journey of awareness. So the journey of awareness begins with becoming aware of our breath, then becoming aware of our body, and then slowly progressing to become aware of our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, and our moods, right? And the ultimate awareness, we acquire ultimate awareness when our individual awareness becomes aware of the universal awareness. So we become one with the universal awareness, right? That's the ultimate progress. In simple words, one is awakened only when one is aware. And when you are aware, you live 100%, right? You don't live 50%, 70%, you live 100%. Now, for instance, sometimes when we are doing one particular task, right, talking to somebody, cooking in the kitchen, especially when this is something that you need to inculcate, especially when you're cooking, because we have heard this from Patriji, we have heard this from so many philosophers and wisdom seekers, that especially when you're cooking, you're sending your energies to the food that you're preparing, isn't it? And if your mind is somewhere else, you've had an argument or you've had a negative experience in the past and you're thinking of that, all your effort that you're putting in to cook a beautiful meal is going to go waste, because you're only sending the energies that you're feeling. So be aware when you're preparing a beautiful meal for yourself and your family. This is just one example. Be aware when you're preparing for an exam. Don't be worried about what's going to be the outcome or what was the outcome the previous time. Give your 100% and prepare and be present in what you're doing at the moment. Yeah. So this also brings us to the understanding that awareness that we need to inculcate, first of all, the awareness through our breath. So the first thing to do, because the breath is the first thing that we incarnate through our breath. Our spirit enters our body through our breath. So that is the most primary thing, right? So becoming aware of our breath through meditation. How can we do that? So when we practice meditation, we bring our awareness to our breath, right? And we learn to be in the present moment. And this is the reason why the first instruction we provide when we are meditating, when somebody is guiding you through a meditation, they say, bring your awareness to your breath, right? And when we are in the process of, for instance, doing a task, but we are bombarded with thoughts, and you will see the same experience. You notice the same experience when you're meditating. You're bombarded with so many thoughts. What is really happening is that your mind is trying to keep you away from performing that one task that you're supposed to perform. And that's the job of your mind, right? Mind is always bombarded with multiple thoughts while doing any particular task, right? So when we learn to tame our mind, breath meditation helps us in taming our mind. So when we learn to tame our mind, our ruling mind actually becomes our serving mind, becomes our servant, right? So we need to be able to use breath meditation or Anapanasati meditation to tame our mind and therefore tame our thoughts, right? So we fully establish ourselves in the here and now by focusing or by being aware of our breath, right? So the biggest merit of the practice of meditation is that it develops awareness in us, right? And the highest potential of our awareness is not only becoming aware when we are sitting in meditation, right? This is another thing, but also when we are aware 24/7, leading a life of awareness. So breath is our means of bringing our consciousness into our body, right? So when we do Anapanasati meditation, it involves being aware of your incoming and your outgoing breath, right? In our daily life, we breathe all the time, but are we really aware of our breath? Yeah. When we are breathing, we're not really aware of our breath when we're breathing comfortably, isn't it? We only become aware of our breath when we feel some kind of discomfort, isn't it? I'm sorry for this typo. Right? So we become aware of our breath only when we have some kind of discomfort, not when we are really breathing normally, or when we feel that we're developing some kind of respiratory disorder, do we become aware of our breath, isn't it? So breath is not just, we have to understand that breath is not just our mere flesh and blood. It's not just part of our flesh and blood, but it's actually a means of bringing our spirit into our body, right? So when we incarnated, our spirit entered our body, our human body, through our breath, right? Through our first breath. And when we shall depart with our last breath. Yeah. So that is why breath is not simply a mechanical function. It's a powerhouse of life. It's a powerhouse of consciousness, right? It's our consciousness. So it's a means of bringing our consciousness and energy within us. Our consciousness is a storehouse of a lot of wisdom. And that is the reason why, we say that in meditation, we receive the wisdom. In meditation, we also heal our body, right? Our body and our mind. In meditation, we can also heal the trauma of our past, of our present and our past lives. Yeah. So again, it's very important to practice meditation, practice breath meditation. And this brings us to our second very important aspect when we talk about healing our body, right? So being aware of our body awareness. What is that, right? Now, tell me, how many times do we lovingly pay attention to our bodies in our everyday lives? Do we really pay attention to ourselves when we take a shower, right? We're always in a hurry, right? 5 minutes shower and I'm out because I have 20 things to do during the day, right? But do we even pay attention to ourselves during those 5 minutes of taking a shower every morning or taking a shower before going to bed, right? That's why they say before going to bed, it's important to take shower. Why? Because it gives you a few seconds or a few moments of just relaxing your physical self, right? Taking off the strain, taking off the tensions, letting go of the worries, and just being in the moment, right? Have you ever noticed how the water trickles on your body? Have you ever felt the skin? Have you ever tried to feel your own skin and see how it feels? Touch your own self and see how it feels. Have you ever tried to touch the skin, the nails of your fingers and understand how that feels? Have you ever tried to caress your hair other than combing your hair very quickly and being off to work or starting or thinking about your next chore? So you need to start paying attention to every part of our body, right? Because we're leading such robotic lives that we only pay attention to our body when it screams for attention. That is when we feel some kind of dis-ease, right? We don't notice it otherwise. So ignoring our body's signals to heal can be devastating for us, isn't it? Why? Because to be able to progress in your spiritual selves, You will not be able to pay attention to your spiritual self when your physical self isn't in harmony, right? When all your organs are not functioning properly. What attention or what time will you be able to spend on your spiritual progress, right? So understanding that our body is a vehicle through which we acquire wisdom. It's a means for our spiritual evolution, right? So please take care of your physical selves so that you can progress in your spiritual journeys. Yeah? Learning to love your body. And here I would also want to recommend a beautiful book by Louise Hay, Love Your Body. This is such a beautiful book. It gives you all these affirmations on every single part of your body, right? For example, let me read out one thing and you will hear. I love my throat. I'm going to read out this thing so that you have an example here. So here is what she says. Now, here is what we can use this as an affirmation every morning. My throat is my avenue of expression and creativity. I keep it open and free. I sing with great joy. I choose the thoughts that allow me to express my creativity. I lovingly declare to the world my self-worth and my self-esteem. I love and appreciate my beautiful throat. Right? So if you don't know what to say and how to empower every part of your body, you can always, refer to this beautiful book and the affirmations and understand and learn to love and accept every single part of your body. And your body will love you back and thank you for it. Next, we come to mind awareness, or being aware of our feelings and our emotions, right? So let's understand how can we do that? How can we accomplish that? So our mind often keeps us from living in the present moment, right? It's either living in the worries of the past or in the imagination of the future, right? But when we learn to develop awareness, our mind becomes our supermind, our superpower. It becomes our strength, right? How can we do that? Coming back to meditation. Meditation helps us center ourselves through the focus on our breath. We're able to tame our mind and become aware, right? So the same mind that has been distracting us will slowly, with practice, become our best friend, right? So the tendency of our mind is to live in the past or in the future. And what this leads to unnecessary worries and anxieties. You start worrying about things that have not even happened, isn't it? So our mind witnesses a wave of emotion, waves of emotions, isn't it? We start imagining things. I believe that 90% of the population has self-sabotaging thoughts because we don't know how to control our mind and our emotions, isn't it? So unnecessary thoughts is a beautiful way of self-sabotage. And to avoid that, to understand this, we have to become aware that we have to become aware of our emotions. We have to extend our awareness to our emotions so that we can heal inside out, right? Let's take one example. When we get angry, if you're not aware of your anger, it will only lead to more emotions, destructive emotions. How can we control that? When you are angry, pause for a moment and take 3 to 4 deep breaths. And how do you do that? You don't just take a breath without noticing. You have to focus on your breath. Deep breathe and breathe out, right? This helps you center yourself and you will notice how your temper dissolves without even you actually noticing. You will not notice, you will not be able to notice when your temper actually dissolved. Where did it go? Why? Because you completely shifted your attention from your anger, from your thoughts to your breath, right? And that is why initially when we do body scan, right, it's so important. I should have mentioned it in the slide before, but body scan is very important. That is why we pay a lot of stress on body scan right before we dive into deep meditation. Then we again come back to deep breathing, and we ask you to focus on your breath, right? So all of these things are interconnected, right? Our body is supposed to take care of our emotions. Otherwise, the same destructive emotions can play havoc with our bodies, right? So learn to tame your mind for emotional well-being. Understand that, for instance, a child comes home hungry, and the mother says, and asks his mother to, can you please give me some food because I'm hungry? The mother says, no, go back to playing. What is going to happen, right? The child is going to suppress their hunger, right? So eventually, if this is something that repeats in his life, this is only going to cause eating disorders, only going to cause physical issues and even psychological issues, right? So understanding that the need or the emotion, if you're not able to understand and recognize your emotion and then control it, your body is going to try to cover up, and it's going to ultimately, those emotions are also going to play havoc with your physical selves, right? So another thing, when we talk about mind awareness of feelings and emotions, it's very important to pay attention to the kind of words we use, the kind of speech we use. So we have to be aware of our narrative, right? So speak only when necessary. As Patriji himself remarked, has mentioned it several times, speak only when it's required, right? Be mindful of the choice of words that you make. And that can either empower you or disempower you, right? We get impacted by the words we hear from others, but we have to learn to, again, control ourselves. We have to understand that we are not their words. We are not our words either. If we are choosing destructive words or unhealthy way of speaking, inappropriate words, we are not only impacting the environment around us, but we're also impacting ourselves, right? So avoid gossiping, avoid criticizing, avoid slandering, and learn to be kind. We're not only learning to be kind to others by avoiding these things, but we're also learning to be kind to ourselves by choosing the right words and the right way of speaking. Next, let's talk about awareness of awareness. This is the ultimate understanding, a very important aspect, right? We must learn to become aware of our true selves. And let's understand how meditation helps us in that process, right? When we develop awareness towards our emotions, we understand that the flow of thoughts, right? We receive 60 to 70,000 thoughts every day, which cross our mind. We understand with meditation that our thoughts, they are our mind. They're simply our thoughts. They're not us. Your thoughts are not you. They're simply the outcome of your thinking mind. So you're able to disassociate from your thinking mind when you meditate. So meditation allows us to become a witness to our thoughts and not be entangled in them, right? That is why your thoughts are like clouds in the sky. You have to let them pass and you come back to your breath, right? Become an observer of your breath. You are able to disassociate from your thoughts while becoming a witness to your breath. Now, you realize that there is a one that is participating in you, right? Causing emotions. There's a participating you, right? Which is causing emotions, causing reactions. And then there is the witnessing you, the witness, which is simply witnessing what is happening. And it's not participating. That is your true self. And meditation helps you recognize and understand and become one with your true self. So meditate to develop awareness, become one with the universal awareness. So what is universal awareness? Being aware of and accepting everything as is. Right? We're not reaching outside of us to create any change. The change has to come within us. And the moment we learn to accept, we become one with universal awareness. Right? My neighbor every morning mows the lawn every morning when I'm working. Right? How do I react? Because it's very noisy. I simply close my door. I'm not going to go outside and tell them that you should not do this task because I am getting disturbed. Because when I am getting disturbed, I need to work on myself. I need to figure out ways to work on myself, right? I need to find a solution. If I cannot find a solution at all, I can peacefully have a conversation with them, but still accept, because they are working and they're doing everything based on their understanding, their perspectives, their life goals, whatever. Right? So acceptance is a great passage to becoming one with your universal awareness. Accept everything as is. Remain unaffected by the external circumstances and conditions, and become aware, not just with your eyes closed. You have to understand awareness and inculcate it with your eyes open while you're doing your chores, right? If you're multitasking if you have no other choice but to multitask, then find a moment during the day to sit down with yourself, to spend time with yourself when you're not multitasking, right? We live busy lives. We have to live and lead our lives, earn our living. That is a fact. We cannot deny that. But we can still learn to take out time for ourselves so that we can find peace and connect with our true selves, right? That is going to help you become more peaceful and develop emotional strength. And that brings me to the end of this beautiful session. Remember that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And this is a fact, right? What we try to control so badly and we're unable to do that, and we call it fate. If we accept it, we will not have that uneasiness, isn't it? And everything will flow like the water. Remember that the future comes one day at a time. It was not yesterday. I mean, yesterday was future, or day before yesterday, isn't it? But it's one day at a time. You always have the chance to better your life and to bring about the change that you need to bring about in your understanding of your true self and your consciousness. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Shailesh sir. Thank you, everyone, for your kind and patient listening. I'm going to open the floor to questions or any discussions that may follow. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Beautiful presentation, very clear explanation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes. So what does everyone think about it? Yes.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
As you said, when I was not aware of the concept of being aware, I was multitasking several things at a time. Then later I I learned that we need to be mindful and not to multitask. But I'm doing only a few things in a day. I'm practicing it. Personally, what I'm experiencing is I'm not achieving as many things as I was doing before. But I'm okay. I have slowed down my pace. But how to actually get that? Because for any particular thing, there will be a lag time also. You cannot rush a thing to get it done in the short time. It needs its own time. When we are not doing, not multitasking, each task has to be allocated separately, right? How do we achieve this?
That's a very good question. And that's actually That's actually very important for everyone. And the one thing you can do is organizing yourself. So if you have 5 things you want to do, right? You want to prioritize. This is something I do with my clients, right? I help newcomers settle. And the first question we ask them is, what are your priorities? They want to do everything. And these are the people who are in their home countries preparing to come to Canada. Right? And they have 10, 20 different things to do, but you have to prioritize. So you will realize that nothing is unimportant. You'll often feel that I want to do this. This is important because of this reason. That is important because of this reason, right? But you have to learn to prioritize. And the other thing is, in a very practical manner, learn to organize your day. One thing that has worked for me and one thing that hasn't worked for me. One thing that hasn't worked for me is not writing down my priorities. Today, these are the people I need to contact if I need to look for a better job. That's my priority. Write it down. Writing it down really helps. Just like reading helps, reading out loud really helps. Writing down your priorities in the morning or the night before, the evening before, it really helps. And then also asking yourself, introspecting. If I spend my time on 5 different tasks, do I have that kind of time during the day? You want to prepare your timetable. Just like we have timetable in schools. Remember, we used to have timetable in schools. How did we manage to learn 8 subjects during the day? Because we had a timetable, right? And this is the only way you can actually spend time on things that are important in your life, right? So prioritizing is very important. I think we should have a session separately on how to organize ourselves, how to prioritize ourselves, because we want to take care of our physical selves. We want to be able to take out time for exercising. We want to be able to take out time for writing those affirmations, doing some mental gymnastics, right? We want to be able to take out time to go out do some nature walks. So I'll give you one example. If you want to stay fit, for example, if you have a sitting desk job, one thing you can inculcate is make sure that you have an alarm after every hour. Okay, something that tells you get up and walk for 5 minutes. You have to organize yourself. You have to remind yourself. If you have Post-its, we have so many things these days. Don't for instance, organize your desk. And I know that there are people who say that, Einstein had the most disorganized desk and he was the brilliant worker, multitasker. I'm sorry, that's not true. That was probably because he was super motivated, but everyone works differently. For me, a clean desk is a sign of organized work and clear mind, right? Yes. Make sure that your desk is clean, only have priorities. You cannot accomplish everything in one day. You also have to accept that fact. Learn to accept that not everything can be done, and it can be done by multitasking, but you will not be present. So if you're doing
that's the thing. We can multitask and achieve more things at the same time. Yes, that burnout will be there afterwards. I do understand that, but still be mindful and achieve the same quantity of work that we achieve when multitasking. So we have to find a way for that.
Exactly. And then you also have to understand quantity over quality or quality over quantity. What do you prefer? Do you prefer quality outcome, or do you want to achieve a high number of tasks, high number of outcomes? Is that more important? And you have to understand what is the long-term benefit or long-term impact of how you're managing yourself. The long-term impact of multitasking is not the best one. We have seen, I shared one article, but I shared a quote from an article, but there are, look through the medical journals, and they don't want to tell you why, because we live in a very commercially driven economies, right? In Canada, right? Everything is commercial. Knowledge production. If you go to universities, it's all about knowledge production. This is one reason why I decided not to pursue a doctorate. Why? Because I did not want to be a part of knowledge production without really thinking about how it's really impacting the real world or people around me or myself, right? It's just that you're churning information so that we can continue to have students and enrollments. I've loved my work in the universities, but I realized this is what I don't want. I don't want to be stressed out. It's not good for me. It's going to be good for the department. It's going to be good for the universities because they will get lots of good information that I will churn out by stressing myself out. But that's not going to be good for me. Who is it impacting more? It's impacting me. So I make the decision. You have to make.
That's so true. I'm more calm now. Like by doing one thing at a time, I'm peaceful and calm. That I cannot deny.
Exactly. And for our spiritual growth and evolution, once we understand that we are not our profession, right? We have to understand and shed the ego. I am not my profession. I am not my name. I am not my age. I'm not the number of educational qualifications I've acquired. I am beyond that. I'm a soul. So when you understand that, your journey becomes
so true. What you said is so true.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't measure accomplishments and failures the same way the world asks us to measure, isn't it? It's nothing. These are experiences. That's it. Decisions are also experiences. I will let the floor and I'll open the floor to Shailesh sir, if you want to add something. I don't want to just take all the time. I'm sorry. It just went on and on. Thank you so much, Uma ma'am, for this beautiful question. I think it's much needed. We need a lot of reflection on that and maybe possibly another session just to talk about how to organize ourselves. I think that's going to be very useful to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Yeah. So multitasking is a subject of debate mostly. It's people can have different opinions, and you just mentioned about being organized and the example of Einstein. People give example of Einstein, but they don't look at their own IQ. Do they have the IQ of Einstein? If you don't have the IQ, you can't be behaving like Einstein. We have to see where we are. And according to my specific situation, I have to function. Now, the problem with multitasking is that your efficiency goes low. You become very less efficient. If you are focusing on one task at a time, you are working at a much higher efficiency. So you could finish your tasks much quicker, and you may still be able to achieve the same end result in terms of quantity also, with a good quality. So the overall performance, what we call is better quality, better quantity. That overall performance is better when you do one task at a time. This was taught to me way early in my career as well. And I can tell you it was so beneficial for me also. When we have too many things on our hand, our mind gets scattered into, oh, I've got to do this, so many things. So the mind is not able to fully focus on one task which I'm actually doing at this moment. And this is the main thing we have to learn. Being in awareness means whatever you have in your hand, be with that task fully, 100%. Right? When you are in full awareness of what you are doing, then only you will be able to fully associate with that activity. Like the Zen masters, what do? Even when they are walking, they are fully 100% on walking. At that time, they are not having a scattered mind. They are fully focused on walking. So one thing at a time. And prioritizing is an extremely important subject. During prioritizing, one very important thing that happens is that you are able to filter things that are of no significance, but you are having it in your to-do list. You wanted to do, yeah, I have to do this. Without thinking, you have added stuff to your list. When you sit down to see, well, is it really important? What is more important? And in that process of evaluating your priority, you can actually dump half of the stuff that you have on your to-do list. Many things are not even necessary for us to do. They resolve by themselves over time. So doing the most important thing first that's how you prioritize. And with priority, you assign, well, okay, once you have prioritized, you are at peace in your mind. Well, okay, I have taken care of everything. Now you pick one thing at a time in your list and work with it. And finish it, pick up the next item from your list and work with it. And when you are working with that thing, you are not thinking about 10 other items which are on your list. You are just with that one thing which you are doing. And that way you are not stressed. You are able to perform better. Your efficiency is good. Your quality is good. And you are also able to experience that activity fully. That is the most important part of it. When you are paying attention to what you're doing, you are actually adding to the experience. That's the most important aspect of it. Many people keep doing like there are repetitive tasks that we have. We do them every day, but we don't realize what actually we are really doing there. We simply just do it and keep moving. And one day when you sit and do that task with full awareness, you realize, oh my goodness, I never noticed this. I never saw this. That's how that's the real experience you've had now. Previous 100 times you did the same thing, you didn't actually experience. Now, when you are doing it fully, you experience that thing properly. So these are the main things that we discussed today are really practical issues, practical things that we can implement in our life. And the best thing is meditation helps us becoming aware of our thoughts. That's where everything starts. So with meditation, if we are aware of our thoughts, we know what's going on in the mind, then we know that I am trying to cook food, but my mind is not here. My mind is somewhere else. And the food is being cooked, of course, because of my automated actions, but I am not with the food. That comes from awareness of the thoughts. So through meditation, we start becoming aware of the thoughts, aware of where our awareness is. That is the true awareness. And it's just a matter of practice. When we do more meditation, more practice, we become aware of where our mind goes all the time. And then we have now a background or a context using which we can bring the mind to where it should be at a particular point in time. That comes only from awareness. That is the importance of being in awareness.
Sir, let's,
Yeah.
we are halfway through 40 days meditation, slightly over.
Yeah.
So I'm already practicing actually this mindfulness and doing one thing at a time. It's been for a while, but what I realized, I think I'm not prioritizing. What I'm having a list, but still not really scheduling things. So that's the reason I'm not achieving the quantity also. Quality is there definitely, but let's all of us try doing things mindfully, and at the end of our 40 days thing, we will discuss again how things are going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that.
Because these are practical things. If we just listen to this session and then just let it pass, there is no use.
Yes, I agree.
If we put it to practicality, then we are learning something.
Absolutely. Yes. So once again, prioritizing is again a very personal thing. Your priority and my priority will be very different. Each one of us has different priorities. So prioritizing has to be therefore done by us only. I only can prioritize my things. Nobody else can do it for me. That another very important thing. So once we learn to prioritize, okay, I've got these things to do. And remember, like if you have 10 things on your list, you may not even be able to do 10 things at all. And they may just pass out. You will because this list is a dynamic list, you will keep adding new things to it, and you will keep prioritizing those against what you already had in your list. It's a dynamic situation. We have to just get used to doing it. Scheduling is something which is a secondary thing. One thing at a time with your priority. If you do, automatically it will fall in time schedule.
Right.
Yeah. So
one more suggestion is, it just happened to me just randomly, like after meditating, if you go into the kitchen for cooking, you really focus on cooking. The awareness is so much increases, like, it increases so much, and you are very aware of doing things in the kitchen.
Yes.
You have to experience this. I did not try it purposefully, but it just so happened that I practiced meditation for a couple of hours and then went into the kitchen. You can see the difference.
And the taste of the food will be different too. I do the cooking myself. For me, I do my cooking, and I know the day when the taste is not good, I just think back, what was my state of mind when I was cooking, and I figure out, yes, I was not with cooking. That's as simple as that. So when you are fully with cooking, the food will taste so good, you can't, I mean, like I would call it heavenly. That's how it is. So yes, it's important. We have to be.
That is so true, sir. And when I do the same thing, like when I'm cooking, what I do is either I've meditated or I listen to some kirtan or shabad and I'm singing along with it. I'm in such high vibration mode that, I'm able to cook and I have a beautiful meal. And it tastes really good because I make it with so much love, and I'm in a very good, high vibration mode when I'm cooking. So
yes,
it makes a huge difference.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Anything anybody would like to add to this? We are way past the time. We just can't feel this. Spiritual path has this big problem. We never have track of time. So anyway, thank you, masters, for being patient. Let us bring our session for today to close, and then we will come back to tomorrow again at the same time and continue our journey tomorrow, day 25. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Sailesh.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Kunjal ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shailesh sir. Thank you, Kunjal ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Thank
masters.
you. Bye.
Good
night.